A couple of weeks ago, Adobe introduced a new editing tool called Generative Fill, and that is arguably the most scary tool ever put out by them. In this video, I will briefly show you how it works in case you missed out all the other videos for some reason. And afterwards, I want to share my thoughts a little bit about this whole AI revolution thing that is happening right now. Hi guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome, my name is Julian Skurani. I'm a photographer and videographer based in Vienna. In this channel I make camera related content, so if you're into that kind of stuff, consider subscribing. First things first, if you want to use this tool, you have to download Photoshop beta from Creative Cloud. Because as of the beginning of June 2023, this editing tool is not available on Photoshop yet. Now go ahead and open the app. It is actually very similar to Photoshop. What you want to do next is import a photo into Photoshop. So once you've successfully imported your photo, you're going to see this little bar here called Contextual Taskbar. If you don't see it, then just click on Window and then go down here and select Contextual Taskbar. Now the process is very straightforward. Make a selection, type in what you want AI to do for you, and click on Generate. That's all. In this case, I have a photo of a seagull which I shot some weeks ago on a trip to Venice, and I wanted to edit the bottom of the photo to make it a bit more interesting and give it more depth. It even gave me 3 versions to choose from, and if you click on here, you can generate another 3 versions and then another 3 versions until you're satisfied with the result. How easy is that? This photo just went from probably unusable because it was just a photo of a seagull and then empty space and the sky. I mean, it was very minimalist, but I didn't like it that much. And now it went to a photo that is much more interesting, that has much more depth and a lot more things going on. And all of that in a matter of seconds. Now let's try a different one. Here I want to add a glass of wine, but I also want the bottle to be closed. So what I will do is I'll just make a selection on the side of the bottle and just type in glass of wine. There we go. If you want to know the lighting technique that I used to take this photo, I made a video about that last week, so make sure to check it out. Now let's try something else. I want to make this photo a bit more AI-like, and so I will start by removing the people from the background, so I'll just select them and then click Generate, without typing in anything. And then select the head of the woman and type in Robot. Generate a couple of versions until I find a good one. Beautiful. Now that's definitely unique. I can also make this whole photo horizontal by extending it, selecting the photo, then select the reverse, and then use Generative Fill to come up with something like this. Now I could even use it as a thumbnail on YouTube. But now that you know how to use it, the question is, will you use it? Unfortunately, I know as a photographer that when I use Generative Fill, I don't really feel like the photo belongs to me anymore. Photography is an art, and it should express the photographer's vision. It should also express the feeling that we want to express and also tell the story that we want to tell. And when you're using artificial intelligence on your photo, you're giving up a big part of what's yours and you're putting it on the hands of the AI. You're giving up the soul of this craft and putting it on the hands of AI. Yes, it is very good at copying your editing style and pasting it onto the objects that it adds to your images. But it also has a mind of its own about the objects that it decides to add to your photos. You still have an amount of control because it still gives you different options to choose from, and also ultimately you're the one typing in what you want AI to generate. But is that even close to the same as doing everything yourself? I don't think so. And that's what makes me very sad about this whole AI revolution that is going on right now. I've tried studying electrical engineering for a couple of years before realizing that it was the wrong field for me. And what I saw in there was that the people who are engaged in those fields, who like solving mathematical, numerical, physical equations and problems all day, find their excitement on solving those problems and making complex systems work. Thinking very in depth beyond that, how exactly they're going to affect the whole field and the people on that field who are going to use their product isn't really their concern. As long as it solves a problem and makes something easier for people, on their eyes, it's a win. I mean, look at the new product Apple just released, the Vision Pro. If you see on their website, it says welcome to the era of spatial computing, where digital content blends seamlessly with your physical space, so you can do the things you love in ways never possible before. Basically what this means is that in 5 years, everyone will be walking around with goggles on their eyes in addition to the headphones that we're already using. And of course, all of these products come with side effects because they change the way people interact with each other. So then it's going to be the psychologists and the philosophers and the theologians' job to deal with these other problems that these products are creating. And maybe even artists to some degree. Because I don't think that this AI revolution and this whole technological thing that is going on right now is ever going to stop. The people on those fields are going to continue to push forwards and introduce new products and solve new problems and literally change the way that we interact with the world and with each other. And while solving some problems, they will create some new ones which we will have to deal with. And so in the end of it all, I think the best thing to do is to adapt and make use of this new technology, because I don't think this revolution is ever going to stop. And if you actually think of it as a tool, it's a very helpful tool. You can add objects to your photos, you can extend your photos, you can change people's clothes, you can change the dimensions of the photo, you can add objects, remove other objects, basically build a whole photo from the start with just typing in text. And to be honest, that is actually very helpful. Personally, I can remember from the past that I've taken some photos which were almost usable, but not really, because there was something wrong with it. Either the dimensions didn't work out or there was something on the frame which made it unusable. In the past, those photos would have to go to the trash, but now I could bring them to Photoshop and try Generative Fill and see if I can save it. And that's actually very helpful if we like it or not. So this is a very hot topic right now, and I would really encourage you to give your opinions in the comments below. Just let us know what you think, how we can all adapt to this technological revolution. Because we have to talk about it with each other and we have to interact about it with each other, because the engineers are not going to do that for us. They're just going to introduce a solution. They don't care about the other problems that are created, but we have to figure that part out. So I think it's very important that everyone gives their opinions on these things. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any videos like this in the future. And also don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video or in the comments down below. Peace!